Hello, Aku here again. Welcome back to FTB Star Wolf 1.7.10. I'm at my little demon invasion. Check it out, the spreading. I've taken the chunk loader out. It was a bit of a nightmare actually getting to the chunk loader. What I had to do was I dug my way in down here, and I've got some glass down here, but I dug my way in, then up to the chunk loader and got it out because these guys spawn like crazy. They've actually reached the land, I think. Yeah, look at that. They've reached the land. Right, a couple of things with this. One, I'm told that it actually does 1,000 blocks in each direction, so if you do it on land, be very careful where you do it. I think containing it might be a good idea. The second thing is I've just deleted config / blood magic. I'm told that in this version, that is why the temple hasn't built. There should be like an altar built around the portal there. It didn't build because this part of blood magic is very experimental, as you can see by the unfinished textures and stuff. It's very much a work in progress, and it's not quite ironed out as it should. There should also be different styles of buildings. I think we've only got a couple. Haven't we? We've got a couple of different styles of roof. I think there should also be different styles of buildings and stuff like barracks and stuff with loot chests in, which I don't think we've got any of. So it will be a lot more fleshed out in future versions, of course. So yeah, I've deleted that. I think it maybe needed deleting before I actually did the ritual to create the actual temple bit in the middle there. But I don't know, it might create retroactively. And the other thing is, I've got a load of the shards, and I could have updated the version to make this work again, but I wanted to show you how it's not working. I might get jumped by loads of these. I've got to be careful here. Ooh. So look, they've got the social. So if you hit one, then loads more come and join in. Yeah, I've got so many hit points for to fight me yet. I have to do it the cheaty way. And come down here and break the legs. So if I smash the legs of these, it'll take a while, but eventually one will die. There we go. One's died. It is not actually giving me the correct loot. It's giving me a demon crystal, which is what you actually use to spawn demons that you capture, but that actually doesn't spawn anything, so that's actually just needs to go in the bin. So that is the version that's in 1.0.3 of the Direwolf pack. You need to update the blood magic version if that happens here, because that's but I've got plenty of shards to start with, so we can actually do something with them. But yeah, that's I don't know what that is on my radar. See all them? Is that because there's mobs aggressing at me? Is that what that's telling me? See all the little red things pointing at me? I think that means there's mobs that are aggressive at me. So yeah, these are very angry dudes. And I shall clean that up. So you know, if you do this and it starts getting out of hand, if you break the portal block, that block there, then all of these are just instantly despawn. So these are only going to be here as long as that's there. If it does become an issue, you can always get rid of that. Right, head back to the base and we'll get on with stuff. Okay, I cut out a little bit of the travel time there, so let's jump back down here. I put some of these on here like I said I was going to do, by the way, as I'm passing. I don't know if I like them. There is just essential tubes from Thaumcraft. And if you look at pictures of the rail building, the rail... I forgot the name of it. Battersea power plant. Then it's got like drain pipes running across the windows and stuff. And I've put this there as well. That's glass. It actually looks like a metal flooring. And anyway, I put them there. I don't know if I like it, but I might have a play around with that. But it needed something just to stop at the front of that being so plain. Anyway, right, let's jump in here. I have plans for this episode, and they involve getting that tier 6 altar sorted. So we'll start up here, and we're going to jump in here, and there we go. Look, so before the thing broke, I've managed to get a stack and a half nearly of the life shards and just over a stack of the soul shards. So what we can do with them is, no, let me just get this right. In fact, just press U on that, that'll be the easiest way of doing it, won't it? Okay, so it's 5 red around 4 blue, with 4 blue around. So 4 blue, 5 red. Even them out, and we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them to start with. So you see, I've got plenty of resources there if I want to make more of this stuff. But That's a crystal cluster. That's what you need to cap your tier 6 altar. I've got a I've got a divination sigil on me. Let's drop down under the base. I need to make a better way of getting down under here. I think I'm going to do a funky locomotion thing so the floor opens up. Oh, thank you, strange whispers. I do like secrets. So if we jump down here, we will see that this should be a tier 5 altar, and it is. There we go. And now if we put these caps on here, three and four. I think that add to the temple. I think that looks alright actually. Nice. Look at that, this temple looks like it was designed for a tier 6 altar. And now, there we go, we've got a tier 6 altar. Excellent. So, I could go ahead and try and make a tier 6 orb, but I'm not actually doing that just yet, and I'll show you for why. In fact, before I do anything else, let's just jump down here. I actually did this a little bit wrong. So yeah, I've got no new orbs on there yet. We'll have to make them. You don't need them ones, that one or that one. So I did one too many there. It's actual. I should have actually realised that this is like it is here. Look where you have got. In fact, I don't actually need these blocks because I'm not running these as beacons anyway. But the way it's got 3 in the corner is all you need. That's the same 3 in the corner that are not runes, and the same as there, 3 in the corner, and so on. So yeah, I've probably changed them to blood bricks, same as the rest, because I'm not using these as beacons anyway. So right, I've got this ritual under here, yeah, the Cry of the Eternal Soul. So if I come back out of here, and if I want to actually make something in here, have I got anything I can make? Let's have a look. Let me grab a bit of smooth stone. In fact, I know what I can grab. Oh, I can get out of here. Whee! Let's come up here a minute and grab a thing called a socket that I've made, which is what I'm going to make blood armour out of. And I thought I'd made, I clearly have not. Where's the sockets, damn it? Are they in there? Back in a sec. Okay then, so I've got some materials ready to use in the altar for demonstration purposes, and what first thing we need to do is turn the altar on. Turn the ritual on, should I say. So if we do like that, first thing you'll notice is my health is going to go from full to bam, 1 heart. So this keeps you on 1 heart when you're nearby. It only works when the person who does the ritual is nearby, so it'll only work when I'm nearby. As soon as I go away, the ritual will stop, so it's not going to always pull. Now what you're going to see is, if you look in there, that's going up. Well, this didn't work when I first put this in. I thought it worked just like a ritual of the feathered knife. It's actually quite different. This is going up, but you see, look, it's going up 20 LP a second. And that's because this isn't putting LP straight into the altar, it's putting it into the altar's buffer. Now the altar has a capacity of 10k, but it also has a buffer, and that buffer standard is 20 LP a second, I believe. So it's 1 LP a tick, and that's what you see in there. It might be 20 LP a tick, but it's limited to 1 operation a second. That might be a better way of describing it. I kind of understand. I understand what's happening here, but I don't know if I can explain it well enough. But so basically, what we're doing there is that's going up, but we're only getting 20 LP a second. Now that's full. My health's going to start going back up, because when it's full, it doesn't actually take anything off you. But that's no good really for us, because if you look, if you put a bit of smooth stone in there, turn it into a tier 1 slate, you will see that this is going down. It's not going to keep up. So we're not even going to be able to make a stack of tier 1 slates in this, because it's going to run out quicker than we're going up. So that's pretty useless, you'd think. Yeah? So what we need to do is we need to augment the buffers of this thing. And I've been doing a bit of experimentation in my single player test world, and there's a couple of ways you can do this. One, you can increase the size of the buffers. So you can use augmented capacity, and I think superior capacity also increases that, and you can actually make it so you could actually increase this buffer. So instead of having 20 LP each second going in. You can put loads of them runes on, and you can have it to like 50k LP can get stored into the buffer. So that's one way of doing it. We're not doing it that way. We're going to do it another way. There's these things, runes of dislocation. What these do, and I've made 14 as you can see there. I found that the sweet spot for this, and I've written it down in here, in this little clipboard. Bit of experimentation. The sweet spot is 8 speed runes. Speed runes are the very basic ones we used right at the start, and I'm actually going to change them now. What speed runes do is they increase the speed that the altar works, if you will, by 20% each. So the thing is, it drains the blood down quicker, of course, the LP down quicker, because if you're working quicker, it's draining it down quicker. So if obviously when things can't keep up and things get empty, you lose progress, yeah? So that's going to turn into a slate a lot quicker than the last one did. Bam, see? Because we've now got 8 times 20%, 160% increase in speed. It's a lot quicker, but it's going to drain that down quicker. And if you get to the point where you've got no blood in your altar, then you get the little, instead of the red graphic, you get the little grey graphic, and you start losing progress. So these are only good if you can keep up with the amount of LP going in there, yeah? So we made these things, runes of dislocation. I'll start putting these down, because we need to start placing these. Now what these do is, these increase the buffer size. So instead of 20 LP in that buffer, no, sorry, that makes no sense. They don't increase the buffer. What they do is they increase the speed. They increase the speed of the buffer. So instead of moving 20 LP in operation, I'm explaining it all wrong again. Let's read it off Wade's thing, because I can actually explain it better when I read it off here. Right, this is Wade's wording. In a nutshell, this rune speeds up the input and output speeds of the fluid buffers. Per rune, the speed of the buffer transfer will be 20% faster, and this stacks multiplicatively. The more runes you have, the much faster it will drain. So what we're doing is, although this ritual can pull a lot more, because of the way the buffer's limited, it's only transferring 20 LP a second. But what these are going to let us do is it's going to let us transfer a lot more per second, so a lot more per tick than we was doing. And I've made that ugly because they're both. I have to make it. Sorry, I apologise for this bit. I could have just left it like that, but I need to make this tidier by having them on opposite sides of the altar. Even though it's underneath and no one sees it, and I'm on a single player world, I need to have it tidy. So what these do is, the ritual's working the same. It's still doing the same amount, but now it can do a lot more than it was doing. Oh, you son of a bitch. Damn carpenter block tricking me. Let me get back out of here. So this is a lot better. It's not perfect still though. What we can do now is, if we look, that's back on full, and now if we put one of these in and look at the thing there, that's going up much quicker, yeah, because the ritual's still pulling the same, but because the fluid buffer can move stuff quicker, then let's see how quick that's draining. It's going down really quick. So it's still not good, but it's better than it was. So we're getting more than 20. Now I can actually look at it without nothing in there, look. So we're getting more than 20 per second, but it's still not great. So that's the first we needed to do. And now that's done. That's all good. Now we need to do another thing. And the second thing is these guys. These are called runes of acceleration. And what I need to do is go and make some of these. Now unfortunately, I'm going to have to make these as I go, because this is the reason why I'm making this altar down here like it is if we look in here, I need to make another bucket, haven't I? I've got 2 of these. Let's just turn this automation off on this a minute. Turn you off. Turn you off. Take you out. So let's just fill this up to 10k. So this is of course filling off the witches, and it could fill quicker because this is only a tier 5 altar, and I've got all the runes of the orb that I probably don't need now. to be honest. I think I'll have to make this into a tier 6 alert, which means redoing all the funky locomotion, which is going to blow my mind. I should be able to telepose it across quite easily, so I shall probably do that. I may do a little bit of time lapse on that, I don't know. So that's full, yeah? We want to make these things ethereal slates, so that's a tier 5 slate. So tier 4 is demonic, and tier 5, you'll see that it's kind of keeping up, but I can only do 1 or 2 at a time before it fully drains the altar out, so I can't really automate it yet. I either need more witches, more sacrifice runes, or less orbs, or a combination of both. Or what I can do is I can make it downstairs. Now, what I should be able to do now is make it in the one downstairs. So let's at least finish one here. I'm not sure how much these take. I know the tier 4 one takes 15,000 LP. Tier 1, 2, 3 and 4 together takes 30,000. So I'm guessing that at least doubles it. So I'm guessing 60,000, possibly more, for a ethereal slate. So yeah, let's put that all back in there. And I need some buckets. How many buckets have I got? 3. I can just ditch that water out of that one as well. So I've got 4 buckets. Excellent. What else do I need for these? I need gold. Okay. Go get some gold out of the A system. Now I've got this because I'm tight with my power. I've got so much power. I've got 13,000 Yellorium and I still turn it off and I'm not using it. Not so much when I'm online. It's when I'm offline and the server's still running. I thought there's no need pulling power when I don't need to, so I'll leave that on for now. So I think I could have made another bucket while I was there, but screw it. Let's just ditch that water into there. So what these runes of acceleration do, these are quite different. Although we sped up the buffer can only operate once every 20 ticks. So once every second is the translation like, yeah? Yeah. So what these runes of acceleration do, these are a bit different. These increase the amount of operations, these decrease the amount of ticks needed to do an operation, if that makes sense. So instead of, let me just get this right, 4 in the corners, orb at the bottom, has to be at least an archmage. I have to go back and get my archmage orb. Okay, then I've come back down and I've got all the stuff ready to make some of these, and I've brought my fallen canard down here as well. So I've deactivated the beacon up in the ME Spider, and I've gone to this because this is region 3. It's going to make things a little bit better for doing this. Right, so we've got increased buffer speed, so we can get more stuff into the buffer. The problem is the buffer is limited to 1 operation every 20 ticks. So pretty much there's 20 ticks in a second, so that even though the ritual, and nothing's happening of course because that's full, even though the ritual can pull a lot more LP from myself and the network combined. Oh yeah, of course, I'm going to start starving at you. Even though the ritual can pull a lot more from me and the thing combined, it can only transfer once every 20 ticks, and that's where these runes come in. These runes of acceleration. What these do is these reduce the tick limit on operations that the buffer can do. So at the minute it can do it once every 20 ticks with 1 rune of acceleration. Right, I have to use the buckets. Son of a bitch, I'll have to make a load of more buckets. With 1 rune of acceleration it can do it once every 19 ticks. 19 runes of acceleration it can transfer once every tick, so it can do 20 ticks a second. So that, combined with the fact that we've increased the buffer in out, means that we are going to be able to get a lot of stuff into this very quick. I'm going to go make a load of buckets. I'm going to make these other 18 of these. Well, the thing is, we're going to have to actually make more slates in this once we sped it up. So I'll get more buckets made. I'll be back. So there are 3 runes of acceleration. So instead of doing an operation once every 20 ticks, we can now do 19, 18, 17. So it's going to be a little bit quicker. So if we put in our smooth stone now, you should see that it's still going down. Again, it's not going down as quick here. It's actually pretty much doing alright. So what we can actually have a go at now is, Let's take that out of there. Let's see if we can handle making an ethereal slate. That's the acid test, and look at that. We cannot still. That is how quick that drains out. So even though we've got the runes of dislocation and the runes of speed, now you see how quick this is filling up now compared to what it was before. It's getting better, but still not great. So what I have to do then is, this isn't going to work in here. I still not going to make ethereal slates. I'm going to have to go make them manually up there and add them to this as I can. I'm going to go make these other 16 of these runes of acceleration. Then you should see a massive difference when that's done. And there goes in the 19th rune of acceleration. So now we are operating every tick. And look at that! Yay! Way killed me again. Nice one, Way. I'm up to 8 deaths. Most of them from wear time, I think. Yeah, let's remove that. Of course, this is making me hungry, and when it's operating, it takes you down to 1 heart, and I wasn't paying attention, was I? So, right, basic gist then. Now, if we put something in here, that's going to take a lot to do. So in fact, what we should be able to do now is, let's try one of these first. So there's our crystal cluster, which we're going to do in a minute. Just want to make sure this works first. These are empty sockets. These are what we use for bound armour. We need to fill them, and each one takes 30,000 LP. So we're going to see how quick we can get 30,000 LP into this. So if we look using our thing there, that the altar is staying full. Our network is going down quick. 88, 85. Look at that. That's how quick that fills. Now I'm going to show you upstairs in the normal altar with the witches how that fills up. But basically what we've got here now is, and it needs all 19 of them. Getting that down to 1 tick really makes a difference. So the summary of basically what we've done is, we've got a ritual called Cry of the Eternal Soul that puts LP into the altar's buffer, and for every LP it takes off me, it also takes 3 out my network. So this doesn't fill your network up, it fills your altar up. Then we've got runes of acceleration, of speed runes that increase how fast the altar operates. We've got 8 of them around there. Then we have got runes of dislocation, which increase the speed that LP can get into the buffer. So instead of getting it in at 20 LP a tick, we can get into there much quicker than that. So the ritual is putting more stuff into the buffer. Then we've got runes of acceleration that lets the buffer empty into the altar quicker than once every 20 ticks. So that lets us put whatever's in the buffers into the altar every tick. So we've increased the speed, we've increased the buffer capacity, well the buffer transfer rate, we've increased how many times a tick that can happen. So how many ticks that can happen, right? I hope that's summarised it alright. So we've got 19 acceleration runes, 14 dislocation runes, and 8 speed runes. And that's a sweet spot I have found for making this. So this guy needs 200,000 LP. And it's going to come in pretty quick. What I'm going to be doing now is, this is going to now be my altar for actually making stuff. So I need to make sure I don't starve to death. It's am I getting regen off you? I'm not. I am there. I'm not there. I need to come down 1 lower. And let me just, easy way of doing this is put a block on top of there. I'll put that on there. There we go. That's better. There we go. Look at that. We have got, in no time at all, a transcendent blood orb. Sweet. And that can go in there. The thing is, this isn't going to go up in here, is it? It's going to go down. Oh, it's going to go up slightly, because is my network going to go up or down here? See, look, it's going down. So what I actually need is this to be in the altar upstairs. Unfortunately, because the altar upstairs is only a tier 5, it's not going to go in there, because you need to have an altar that matches the level of your orb. So until I get a better altar upstairs, a better sacrifice altar, I'm not actually going to benefit out of this tier 6 orb at all. It's a bit of a shame. Which means I need to do a lot of off-camera work with teleposers and get that altar moved across a couple of blocks so I can make it to a tier 6. Which sounds like a massive ball ache, and I'll be honest, it is. What I'm going to do down here, while we're down here, is I'm going to tell this guy to put in one socket at a time. This only works when I'm studying, of course, because as soon as I go out of range of the ritual, then it's going to stop. And I want to tell that to pull out full sockets. And there we go. That is going to automate that socket production for me. Right, I'm going to. That goes pretty quick, that, doesn't it? Right. Next up then is we're going to make the bound armour. So I'll get these sockets prepared and I'll meet you upstairs. It is now actually the next day since you last saw me, and first up I owe a way of time an apology. I was doing a little bit more work in here making the sockets and stuff, and you don't need the region 3 from the, what do you call it after all, the region 3 from the fallen canard. The region from the beacon up there does this fine, so I didn't need the fallen canard, which means I didn't need to have hunger debuff, which means I didn't need to starve to death. So that death was purely my fault. I'm an idiot. Turns out I'm a double idiot, because one thing you shouldn't do when making an orb using this is then right click the orb to bind it to yourself once you've done it, because that killed me as well. So I'm on to 9 deaths. So I've killed myself through idiocy twice this episode. But I've got a second Transcendent Blood Orb. I've done a lot of work. I've done a bit of work off camera. I started getting a bit of an headache yesterday, so I didn't really want to record, but I got stuff done. And this is what I've got done. Woo! Yep. Oh no, it took me hours, but I couldn't just leave it up there, could I? So I've moved them outwards. I'll show you for why in a minute. I've left one there. I want to show you how I've moved them. But so I get my bound blade. I should have put some actual music in there. But there we go. We've got a tier 6 altar with the funky locomotion setup. Unfortunately, it's kind of big and bulky underneath, and I've had to do it like that. I might put land in it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do down here, to be honest. I might put grass down here. I might do a sea of burning promethium or something. I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest. But I don't think I like it like that, so you can see underneath it. But I've had to do that because there is a lot of machinery needed. Now, I could have done this with... You can make these into covers, by the way. I could have done this with covers, but it actually makes it easier to use Builder's Wand and stuff to keep it as full blocks, so I left it all as full blocks. It's some of it, not all of it can be done in covers, but certainly some of it could have been, but it keeps it simpler to keep them as full blocks, so I left it as full blocks. We have got an extra, I think, an extra 2 sets of frame sliders than what we had upstairs. One for these pillars, and then one for this big section here that needs to go down. So the most of the blocks on this 4 wide section, if you remember before, this was the level that the rest came down to. So actually moving all these, it's only down 1 block, but that took a lot more of the blocks there, the frame blocks, because that's a big 4 wide section that has to come down 1 block. This setup is just exactly the same as it was, but it's kind of a little bit tidy because I've done it on top of the block rather than underneath. So just in case, it's episode 25 if you want to know how I built this in a bit more detail. If that doesn't cover it well enough, let me know. I might actually do a proper build video of it. But basically what you've got is you've got the frame sliders that send things up are on a redstone conduit that's green. You can see a little green tab there, and the ones that bring stuff down are on red, which is a standard tab. There, look, you can see it fall off there, why don't I? You can see it, red standard tab, green is the one I've changed the ones that I go up to. So green is up and red's down. So what we've got here is green and red, and then green triggers this. No, it doesn't. Right, basically this is linked to. I don't think I have to explain this because I've explained it all before, but I'll try and do it really quick. This is linked to this. This transmitter is taking a redstone signal from the Bibliocraft sword pedestal. So any sword in there will make a redstone signal be put out through that block. So all that's doing is sending a signal to this transmitter, which is getting sent to this receiver here. This receiver, so when there's a sword in there, this is on. So that sends a signal to this, which turns the power on. So it basically flicks this switch, which turns the power on, which that's a green one, so that sends them up. In fact, the easiest way I can do this is if I just cut that. And you'll see, that's a down one happening. So it's sent power through there, it's flicked this toggle switch, that timer goes, and when the timer flicks, it flicks the toggle switch back off again. So you've got a little on and off switch there. So that sends a signal down to the red, which brings everything down. And this bit here is just a little pulse that pulses all these teleposers, which brings the altar down here and the 4 beacons. And then when we put a signal back on, the NOT gate there means this side isn't affected and this side is affected. So that flicks that switch, sends a green signal, which makes it go up. Again, timer there. And then this side, we have the teleposers set after the timer. So the teleposers only send the beacon and the altar back up after the timer's finished. So there, the teleposers work as soon as it gets a signal. And here, the teleposers only work after the timer's done its business. That's basically the setup. And that deals with all that. Right. So we've got a nice altar up here. Now, I did use a PC builder to bring some of this down. I took a copy of the thing up there, so it kind of got me a rough layout of where I wanted things. I changed a lot of the blocks and everything, but it let me bring down the runes of sacrifice and stuff like that. So I did use the BC builder to help a little bit. Now, it did help me build this. It didn't bring any of the carpenter's blocks, but it brings all the square blocks. So I didn't have to fully build this again from scratch. What I did notice though is with the cages right on the star there, it looked a bit too claustrophobic. So I've moved the cages out a little bit. Any further out than this, they're out of range of the Well of Suffering there. So actually, I tried him a couple of blocks further out and he was out of range, so I brought it back in again. Witches are the men or women? I guess they're women, aren't they? She. Right. So I've moved them all out and I've put them at different levels, because that's one thing I think I did wrong before, was I had them all at the same level. What we've got is one left in here. I just wanted to show you really quickly how I've been moving these. So what I've been doing is, if I put, that's where I want this one. So I'm going to I'll pinch that block first of all, which is a carpenter's block with a light in it. I'll put that there. Now I've been using teleposers quite a bit, but I've only been using them with this teleposition focus in the basic one, which is just an ender pearl in your ritual, in your altar. What do I need to do now? I need to cover that with a block, is what I need to do. Bam. So what I've done is I've upgraded the teleposition focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm going to put a teleposer there. And I actually, oops, it's not a teleposer. I actually like how teleposers look on the end of these chains, so I might make a couple just as decoration. I'm going to put a teleposer underneath this cage. So what upgrading these does, that does a 1x1. If you put it back in the altar again, it makes it into this one. It does a 3x3 cube. And then if you combine it with a weak shard, it becomes this one, which is a 5x5. And then if you combine it with a demon shard, you can do 7x7x7. So I've now upgraded this one to be one that does a 3x3 by 3. No, it doesn't. It's a 5x5x5, I mean. So if I now click on there with this, link it to that teleposer, and put it inside this one, stick a button on the side, and then bam, it moves off all that. Not quite all of it, it seems. Maybe it was a bit too close to each other. Just left one block, which is weird. But there we go, that's a quick way of moving that, and it moves it with a witch and all, so I don't have to make new jailer safari nets or anything, which is quite nice. And there we go, I've got the witches kind of spread out a bit. I think it looks a little bit better with them spread out, because it looks a bit too claustrophobic with them all in on the actual star itself. So I've still got it so that the Will of Suffering is hung off the star. I've got it so the star's hung off the roof, and I've got it so all the chains are hung off the roof as well. Now unfortunately, because of the way this base is set up, you can see all the techie stuff on the roof up there, which isn't finished yet. The red ME cables will actually, so you see I haven't put them all in because I've not made them all. I'm going to wait till I can auto craft them. But that pattern might look alright once it's all done. Anyway, there is my blood outlet, and because I have got 50 of these runes of the orb, instead of having a 30 million LP network, because that's what this transcendent orb gives you, 30 million LP, because I've got 50 of these runes of the orb, I've actually got 60 million, it doubles it. So at the minute, if we look, here's my divination sigil, 60 million LP, it's ridiculous. I've got 38.7 million in there. That's on the left there showing full, because that's showing 30 million, because that's what the orb can take. So when you're out and about, all you got to do is go like that. You can see if your network's full, but obviously it's only showing full without these orbs. So I can just go like that, and I know if I've got less than 30 million, because that bar on the left would be going down, which is really cool. Nice little addition there from where. So there we go. There's my tier 6 funky automotion. Right, a couple of other things I've done. One, getting down here was getting on my nerves. I was going for that little single hole there. Oh, in fact, before I mention them, I'm going to really quickly, I've just tidied up a couple of things with stone covers. So where the underneath for the where the redstone is for the Tinker's Constructs drawbridges, I just covered things up with stone covers. And when I was doing that, I thought, I wonder if these Pneumaticraft tubes are multi-part, and they are, so you can cover them with covers. But when I did it, I'll show you how I can get through that floor in a minute. When I tested that, I put a cover onto the thing there, and it blew some of these up. So I think a block update on the pressure tube caused an explosion to happen. So I will be upping myself and putting them back, because I don't see that as being a game issue. I see that as being a bug. The fact that putting a cover onto a pressure tube caused a pressure spike. That's not how pressure works. So yeah, I shall be changing that. Right, what I've done here is I've made loads of abstruse platforms from Britannia, because I was sick of getting down through that little single hole. What I've got here is I've got a strip 5 wide, and it comes within one grass block of the edge. It comes right over here. I've got two layers of abstruse platforms. See if you look on wheel there. And what that does is basically, if you stand on it, you're fine. If you press shift, you drop through it. And if you come up from underneath, you can fly through it. So I've got one that I've got disguised as grass, which is that layer. And I've got a second layer which I've disguised as stone, so from underneath you cannot see it. Little extra thing that this adds. If you put abstruse platforms and then cover them with half glass, it actually makes them invisible, which is quite interesting. I don't know if it's all glass or just half glass that does that. I've only tried it with half glass. But there we go, that is actual abstruse platforms. I can walk over that. Oh, that's my way down, so I can just drop through there. Which is pretty cool. When I died, I had a bit of trouble getting down. I had to bridge across and then drop into the blood there, so I didn't die because I had no way of getting down. Because the angel ring is my only flight method that I've got built. I'll quickly show you how to make an abstruse platform. Now, because of this, and because I was really low on wood. Is it log? No, it's not log, is it? It's just wood in it. I don't, it's like under 2k. I was getting really low on wood. I made a quick dirty tree farm across above the mob spawn over there, but I shall be putting a proper, more permanent one. Probably in there now. I've moved the altar out. Yeah, ender pearls I need. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll get one of the blown diamond in just a minute, but this might be getting a little bit of a long episode now because of this, because I've done a bit of off-camera stuff. So I apologise if you prefer shorter episodes. This maybe will go over 40 minutes, I think. I'm just going to make 64 mana pearls, and then I'm going to run down here. The reason why I wanted wood, wrong room. The reason why I wanted wood was because I wanted some more living wood. So I banged a load of wood in there, because we need living wood for this. So I want 1, 2, 3 stacks of that, and I want to make I want to make 3 stacks of planks, but I've got 4. And then let's run back in here a minute. Not in there, I can get all confused. Too many rooms. Put 1 stack of planks in there for later. I want to make 2 of these. Oops. All them planks, and I've grabbed the 1 stack of living wood. I want to make 2 of these stacks of planks into frame living wood. So there's 1, 2, and then the other one. I need a different crafting method. I need to tidy up inventory is what I need to do. That'll do for now. And these other, so I've got 2 stacks of framed, yeah, and then with another stack of planks, what we need to do is make into a diamond pattern, and that gets you this stuff, patterned framed. And that pattern frame goes there with a framed either side. I'm making a stack at a time, you see, because I'm using a lot of these. Then normal living wood, then mana pearls, and that gets you 2. So that's going to get me 2 stacks of abstruse platforms. Wonderful. So, like I said, abstruse platform looks like a normal block. can stand on it like a normal block. But if you come at it from a side or the underneath, you can just pass through it. So you can have them as invisible doors and stuff as well. And if you cover it with, if you click on it with a block, it disguises it the block. Very nice. Very cheap and very simple. As long as you've got living wood and ender pearls, that is. So what I'm going to do is, this full section of grass, I'm going to spread it out so it's a full section of grass. I'm also going to cover up underneath just so it looks like stone stuff underneath. So if you don't know where you're coming from under here, you maybe wouldn't be able to find a way out. But there is a really big area here where you can get out if you know where to look. Look, that just covers it up and makes it look like smooth stone. And it doesn't actually take the block that I'm covering it with either, I've just noticed. So there we go, we have got a nice easy way down to the bottom. Excellent. I might have to actually make a way down there so you can actually get down there on foot. I might put like a windy staircase or something. I've got plans for down here. This is going to look a bit more, rather than just being all dark around the edges and that, I've got plans for down here. I just don't know what to do yet. I'm not fully worked out. There we go, that's that bit done anyway. Let's get out of here. This half glass floor will be covering the full floor, by the way. Just I haven't made enough half glass yet. Let's make some bound armour. Woo! So I should be able to pretty much anywhere under here. Just go straight up through there. There we go. Bound armour. Yay! First thing I want to do is, since I've last done this, let me quickly tidy up because I'm going to start running into inventory issues. Then we can go in there for now. So I can half glass, and this stuff can go in there. What else do we have in there? Yeah, that can all stay in there, screw it. Yeah, I've got enough space, that'll do. So, yeah, bound armour. You make bound armour using these blood sockets that I've got. And the first thing we need to do is we need to make a what's called an armour forge. And Way spells this English, which I quite like. Armour with a U, which is the English spelling. We need to make this soul armour forge, which is an orb and some stone. I'll just put my stone back in there, aren't I? So I'm going to want 4 of these. I don't actually need 4, you only need 1 of these, but I want 4 of these. Which is why I made enough of them for a set of armour and them. And I'm going to want an orb. Have we got an orb? I should have a master orb in here, I think, I hope. I have, excellent. There we go, so I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So you don't need 4 of them, you only need 1, but I'm doing this as part of decoration as well. And what I've done in this room down here, what was that? Run into the wall. Something attacked me or did I get stuck in a wall? I think I got stuck in a wall. What I've made is a armory, blood magic armory. And just while I'm down here actually, I've also made ritual binding in here. And I've made a ritual of unbinding, which we've not used yet, but you can use for the armour, and I'll tell you for why in just a little bit. So that's the 6 blood magic rooms all accounted for. So basically what you do with this soul forge is you lay it out like a crafting pattern. So if I was to make armour, you make armour like that, of course. The soul forge would go there, but you don't do it in your inventory, you actually do it out in the world, because Way loves no GUIs and stuff. So what I've got here is, you don't need these blood bricks at all, this is just to make things look a bit nicer. But that there is going to give me the pattern of a helmet. That there can give me the pattern of a chest. That there is the pattern of pants. And that there is the pattern of boots, yeah? So what we'll do now is we fill all these slots with filled sockets. And if you remember, I showed you how to make them earlier. And then you fill them up in your altar. Like so. And after I've made this set of blood armour, I shall probably make another set of sockets and just leave these full. If you download the world and want to make your own set. And it turns out I can't count because I've got 4 extra. It's 24 for a set of armour, not 28 in it. So there we go. Now, I could just click on that and I get a bound helmet. I don't want to do that yet because I want to upgrade these. The first thing to do to upgrade these is you need to put a shard in to allow for upgrades. Now, if you put a weak shard in, you can have one upgrade. If you put a demon shard in, you can have two upgrades. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have demon shard in there. Also, the upgrades cost. If you put a master blood orb in as well, it makes the upgrades free. So I actually need to make some more master blood orbs, which are of course them in the blood altar. So I'll go cut, I'll met them, and I'll be back. So there we go, quickly making 4 weak shards into 4 master blood orbs, and I will not right click these yet while my health is this low, but as you can see this stays full with pretty much everything other than making transcendent blood orbs. That takes it down a little bit, but it doesn't empty it before you filled it up. For some reason I thought clicking this to bind it to yourself took half a heart, so I clicked with the other transcendent one. Why am I flying? I think I was stuck under the door. So now I'll wait until I get my health back up a little bit before I actually click on these and bind them to myself. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All bound to Echo the Builder. Cool. So yeah, what these do is if you put these into your bound armor, it makes any upgrade you put in free. Now I'm not actually going to put full upgrades in because I don't know 100% what I want yet, but I do want to have free upgrades if I put them in. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to put a demon shard into the first slot of each one. So right click, right click, right click, and right click. That means these can now accept 2 upgrades each, and by upgrades I mean sigils. They can take sigils. You can also take sanguine armor, which we're going to make in just a minute. Next we are going to put a linked master blood orb, which links it to my network. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we can put upgrades in these. What we're going to do is I want sanguine armor, which is added by blood magic, and what it is, it's found robes that have been imbued in the altar. So I've got, oh well, what happened to my FPS? It went down to 6. 6. Is that even possible? So what I've done is, turns out I prepped this twice because I didn't realise I already made these once. So I've got 2 sets of found robes in there. And what I need to do now is drop back down to the blood altar again. So your basic Falmium goggles, goggles revealing, and your Falmium robes, what you do is you put them into your altar. I am lying, you don't do that at all. You don't do that at all. What am I talking about? What you do is a little trip down there to the altar for no reason. What you do is you come to your ritual of something up here is not happy with me. Something up here is killing my FPS. I wonder if it's because I've got stuff in them bits of armour. What you actually do is you come here to your ritual of binding and you activate it and you don't die. So let's activate you, and then I'm going to take off my ring of magnetization and I'm going to chuck them in there, and I'm going to put the flames out. And what I should get back after throwing goggles in there is sanguine helmet. Cool. And I'm going to do the same for these 3, which I'll just get done off camera real quick. Okay, I'm glad I cut camera there because I was actually doing it wrong. You actually need the Falmium armour for this, not the robes. So I've made some boots, some leggings. I tried to make a bit more Falmium because I had run out. So now if we do this and then throw that guy in there, put the flames out, we should get a sanguine chest. Thank you very much, please, and thank you. There we go. Sanguine robes. So it confused me because they're called Orbs, but it turns out you actually use foam armour for that, not Orbs. So I've actually got, and they don't bind to me. Okay, so I don't have to bind them to myself. But you see there, they've got, I think, a bit better V upgrade, V discount than your other standard stuff, which is quite nice. So there we go. We've got all 4 of them, and I've got a couple of sigils, but I've not got loads. What I'm going to do is, I'm getting conscious the episode's about 50 minutes long, so I'm going to start talking really quick probably. So we've got our Demon Shard, we've got our Master Orb. First upgrade, I've been told that these aren't taking upgrade slots at the minute, but they're meant to, so I'm going to do it legit, even though currently you might be able to put these +2 sigils in. But yeah, I think these are meant to take a slot, so depending on what version you've got, these may or may not take one of your slots that the Demon Shard adds. So in the helmet, I'm going to put a Sanguine helmet. I'm going to click that in there, and I'm going to put a Divination sigil in there that I've made. I don't think this needs binding to me, but I'll do it anyway. So I'll put a Divination sigil in there. That's my other one. Don't worry about that. That's just, yeah. So that, and that. So we've got 2 upgrades, and it'll make it free. So now if I right click on this, boom, and what we get there is a bound helmet. You can see there what's in the slots: Sanguine helmet, Master Blood Orb, Demon Blood Shard, and a Division sigil. What this will do for me is, I just put them robes on while I was doing a bit of crucible work there. Is 1, I look badass with like a samurai ninja demon kind of look thing going on, and 2, this gives me night vision, which is what the Divination sigil does. So the Divination sigil in the bound helmet gives you night vision, which is pretty cool. Next then, into the chest. In the chest we had, for now I'm just going to put Sanguine robes in. Now what you can do is, I'm going to work out exactly what sigils I want in these, but what you can do, if you ever want this back, I'm going to show you really quickly, even though like I said, I'm aware the episode's really long, so I apologise. But Ritual of Unbinding, you throw your bound item in there, and what it's giving me back is, there we go, Sanguine Chest, Blood Orb, and Demon Blood Shard. That was the 3 things I had in there, wasn't it? So it's giving me it all back. So that's what your Ritual of Unbinding does. That can pull things apart, and you don't lose anything, so it's pretty cool. And it's giving me the sockets back as well, look. So, sockets back in, and then Demon Shard, Master Blood Orb. So yeah, Master Blood Orb makes sigils free in here. I'll tell you what I mean in a minute when I put one with an actual sigil like costs. And that was everything that was in there, wasn't it? Yep. So there we go, got that back again. And then legs really quick is no sigil at the minute in the legs. I'm just going to go with Demon Blood Shard, Master Blood Orb, Sanguine legs. What I've not done with these though yet is I've not bound them. You do actually have to right click these and bind them to yourself. So seeing that now I've right clicked it in, current owner, Hacker Builder, which means it's protecting me from my LP network now. See, that one's not got current owner on, look. And then finally, Demon Shard, Master Blood Orb, Sigil of Haste. Sigil of Haste makes you move quick, and it's got a cost. It's got an LP cost when you've got the sigil turned on. I should be even speedier with that on than with my Globetrotter's sash. Because we've got the Master Blood Orb in, it's going to make the Sigil of Haste free, so it's not going to take LP. I've got 60 million LP, so it's not like I need to bother about it, but I'm doing it proper, you know. So there we go. So there's the boots, and they've got in Sanguine boots and a Sigil of Haste. Bind them to myself, and now if I take my Globetrotter's sash off, I should still move really quick. Yeah, it's quick enough, isn't it? Am I moving that quick? I should have step assist as well. I've got nowhere where I can test that, have I? No, I haven't. Got nowhere I can test step assist. But there we go. It's not quite as quick as the Globetrotter sash. I know it used to be quicker and he slowed it down. I might actually keep the Globetrotter sash on. There we go. We have got bound armour, and I might have to make dragon wings because I think dragon wings make suit this a bit better. But there we go. Bound armour. Yay! Right, I'm going to wrap up this episode nice and quick because it's already run massively long. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Next episodes, we're going to get back to techie stuff. I've done a couple of magic-y episodes. We're going to get back to techie stuff, start expanding the A network and stuff like that, and getting more stuff automated, getting some farms and stuff made. Hope you join me for that. Cheers. Bye.